Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Cobi review of the SD KFZ 167 Sturmgeschütz 4, Stug 4. This is an assault gun, and I've been reviewing a lot of this Cobi stuff. I've been buying it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys are interested in buying this or checking out any other Cobi things. It's just Cobi is like really great quality. I love their military line, the World War II line of tanks and vehicles. It's just really well done. The Chinese have started building knockoffs. I think like the Kwangwon are kind of like the Cobi knockoffs and whatnot. But really, like Cobi's really high quality. It's just like phenomenal. Very much like Lego. The quality is just like Lego as far as I'm concerned. Um, Plastic is safe, non-toxic. It's not oily. It's made in the EU, so it meets all those stringent like environmental standards and stuff. There's not like the questionable use of chemicals and plastics that you get with like the Chinese kind of bricks. So, anyways, I'm reviewing the Stug 4. Now, typically, guys, I love building Lego tanks. I don't know why I just do it. They're just so cool. Whether you want to display them or build them, my son just loves to play with them. Even my daughter gets into it with them. It's just they're just really really neat. They're really really cool vehicles. They're historically accurate. It's they're just really great. Um, so typically I build the tanks because I like the rotating turret and stuff like that. But for some reason, I don't know, I'm just getting right into this line of German World War II military vehicles. And one of the biggest, most numerous armored vehicles made during the Second World War were these mobile assault guns. Stug 3s, I believe that was the most numerous armored vehicle built by Germany in the Second World War, next to the Panzer IV tank, medium tank. So these assault guns, they were right up there with the tanks. They were in the thick of the battle. Originally, it was designed to kind of support infantry. If you're assaulting a position and there's a machine gun nest or a mortar pit or an artillery position or something like that, you call up your assault gun and it quickly destroys that position. Um, as the Second World War went on and Germany found itself fighting more and more armored engagements, especially on the Eastern Front against the Soviets, the Russians, these assault guns more and more played an anti-tank role. And I believe at the Battle of Kursk in August of 1943, the after-action reports found that the Stug 3s assault guns, which is a very, very similar vehicle to this, um, they actually performed better than the German tanks in that engagement. Even though they did not have a traversable turret and whatnot, they had the right powerful gun. I'm not sure the exact caliber. It was like maybe a high velocity 76 millimeter assault gun or something like that. But one of the key features of this vehicle is because it does not have a turret, it has a very, very, very low profile, which makes it a really difficult target to engage, especially if it's hidden in a field or behind some sort of depression or something like that. It can just kind of pop out, take a couple shots, then move to a new position and fire. And these assault guns were deadly. Over the course of the Second World War, Stug 3s and Stug 4s, they were responsible for destroying about 20,000 Soviet tanks, including like the infamous T-34s, and I believe even they developed tactics to destroy like the IS-2 Joseph Stalin tank, which is had a huge gun. It's not something an assault gun would ever want to go up against. Nonetheless, when you're in the heat of battle, tactics and were devised for assault guns to be able to engage and destroy those type of vehicles. I'm not sure how often it was done, but they did develop the doctrine to do so. Okay, guys, enough of that spiel. I just want to give you a quick, just a quick more background history on this. Okay, this is a Stug 4. So I talked about the Stug 3. There's about 10,000 of those made. The factory, I believe it was a factory in Berlin that was building the Stug 3s. That was destroyed by Allied bombing. And so they shifted production. They used the Panzer IV chassis. As you can see, the hull and chassis is very similar to the Panzer IV that I reviewed in the Guangguan line, which is like a Cobi knockoff. I'll do it like a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see. But so basically what they did, they had the superstructure of a Stug 3, which was produced at a different location. And they combined that with the chassis of a Panzer IV tank, basically. So they made a Stug 4 is what they called it. So, and there's about, I believe about 11 to 1,200 of these were built. And they were built later in the war. It was in service from about 1943 to 1945. The weight was about 23 tons. Armor was 80 millimeters, about almost 3¼ inch thick at its max. The main armament was 75 millimeter Stug 40L 48 gun. So that would have been like a high velocity 75 millimeter. It did have a secondary armament of 7.92 millimeter MG34 machine gun, which is critical. If you're in an armored vehicle and you do not have a machine gun to take down infantry, they can quickly jump up on top of the turret, throw a grenade down the hatch. They can stick a magnetic mine to you, or they could hit you with like a Molotov cocktail. Tanks need machine guns to defend from attacking infantry. Speed was about 40 kilometers an hour, and it had a crew of 4. All right, and let's just go through some instructions here. So these are the instructions. SD KFZ 167, Sturmgeschütz 4, Stug 4. Really cool vehicle. I love this vehicle. I just thought about buying a Stug 3. I saw they had a Stug 4. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so as with all Cobi, all bags are numbered. So you start with bag number 1 and you start building. Some of the bigger pieces are just loose in the box, but that's all right. The pieces you're on are in color. Everything else is faded to the background. Very simple to follow. This set comes with 410 pieces and 2 minifigures. So not a crazy amount of pieces. I have a Guangguan Panzer IV, and that came with like, I think 750 pieces or something like that. The Chinese bricks, they just basically include a whole lot of the smaller bricks, so it's basically double the piece count, but they're all like really small, and for the most part, like, I find that those tanks and vehicles are just way more fragile. This is a solid build. I'm just amazed. Every Cobi tank or assault gun or tank destroyer that I build, I'm just amazed with how strong, how solidly built they are. These were designed to be played with. Like, you know, you could probably drop this and maybe the main gun might fall off. Maybe that machine gun might fall off or something like that. But overall, the tank's going to stay together. It's not cheap. It's not like cheaply built whatsoever. These are solid pieces. You can see they got like the Lego type 3x2x10 beams and stuff like that. They're thick beams. They're not just like the skinny ones that are going to fall to pieces and stuff like that. So it's really, really well built, really, really solid. My kids love playing with it, and they play hard with everything. So just kind of take you a bit through a bit more of these instructions. I'll kind of flip to the back. Now you're kind of building the main gun there. And here's the best part coming up. Is you get like the drive wheels and sprockets and whatnot. And then it's time to put the tracks on, guys. There you go. Okay, I don't want to bore you too much. Here's some other Cobi models. As you can see, let's get into some of the features and more info about this tank. Okay, guys, measurements here. So we're looking at about, I would say it's approximately 23 centimeters long by about 9.5 inches long, 23 centimeters. Height, not that tall. It is probably, I don't know, maybe 8 centimeters high, a little over 3 inches high. And wide, you're looking at about probably about 12 centimeters wide, just under 5 inches wide. So it's a pretty good size model. What I love about Cobi and everything is their track system. Every video I do this demo. I know it's kind of boring if you guys follow along, but if you're new and you never seen these tracks, you got to see how these things come together and why they're so special and why they work so great. Okay, so on this one here, I have this long rod, and at either end, it clips into these little clips right here, like so. And that is, I think there's like 32 or 31 of these track links in each side. Really heavy duty, high quality, thick, hard plastic. Like, this is really a great design by Cobi, and it's just phenomenal. It rolls great. It works great. They don't break. It's not like the little flimsy Lego Technic ones or the crappy, cheap Slubin links and whatnot. This is good. You get this tank, you won't be disappointed. You can see, I'll just do a little demo on a hard surface. I love hearing that little chug, chug, chug of the tracks and stuff. It's almost like a little train or something like that. This is a hard surface, but you can still kind of hear it roll. I love how freely it rolls. Let's get into some features on this bad boy. All right. So first of all, this main gun can raise probably, I don't know, maybe 35 degrees or something like that. And that's about as far as it depresses. So what I like about this is like a realistic shape of the gun. Later model, like from about 43 onwards, they changed like the mantlet of the gun and whatnot, the housing and that, to look more like the pig snout, as you can see here. And that's what you got on like even like the later model Stug 3s and stuff. Really, really cool stuff. I'll give you the front on view. Like, this is like your classic assault gun look. This looks so cool. You got your commander and you got a gunner in that hatch. Custom printing. This would have been like the unit insignia, like a regimental insignia or a battalion. Really great stuff. Over here you got your MG34. I'll just give you the side view so you can get a better view of it. Here we got the MG34, and it can move up and down. It can rotate left to right. It's kind of hard for the guy to kind of hold on to it, but here we have our commander hatches. So I'm just going to remove this guy. I'm going to remove that guy. So this hatch opens and closes. I'll close them both. And that's kind of what you got without anything there. It's really, really low profile. Really cool. So this is your classics kind of Cobi hatch. I love these hatches. They work so great. This one here, even like the custom, I'll get right in there. You can even see like the rivets on these pieces. Cobi does such a great job with their molding, with their printing, just to add little bits of texture and whatnot to their models. It turns out really great. You can kind of see in there, not really anything to see, it's just basically for you guys to kind of stand in there. At the back, what's this here? You have the engine. Get you right in there. It's custom custom piece. Again, really, really great detail on that. At the back, just want to close that down. At the back, you have your exhaust pieces. These can sometimes fall off, but they're kind of sheltered and protected back here, so I'm not too concerned about them. But they're not like the mufflers and exhaust pieces of the old Cobi sets. Again, you got another printed piece like the Iron Cross. Just so cool. Another printed piece there. You have these two wheels on the side here. And it comes with a Panzerfaust, which was a anti-tank weapon. It was actually quite an effective weapon. I just stuck that there because one of the minifigures can hold it or whatever in the if he's dismounted or whatever. Yeah, so that's what you got. It's fairly straightforward, simple model, not tons of features, but then again, a Stug 3, the Stug 4, these didn't have tons of features. These were like your kind of bare bone mass produced tank killers, and I really wanted to have one, so I ponied up. I bought this on Amazon. It cost approximately probably about $35 US. So it's not one of the more expensive Cobi models. It's actually pretty good value. I really like it. I'll just show you guys some minifigures for now. Set this back. I want to get in here and show you guys. So it comes with two minifigures. Here's your commander. He's wearing the black of the armored core. And you have this guy here. He's like an infantry guy. And I'll put that little Panzerfaust in his hand so you can see. So this is all fully Lego compatible too. If you don't like these figures, I'm not a huge fan of the minifigures. I'll just say that. I know I've done my spiel with Slubin minifigures and stuff. These guys don't have any holes, so you can't actually sit them inside tanks. They need to stand. You got these little holes right here, and they need to stand. But this Lego guy could grip that very easily. So I have a bunch of Lego German soldiers. They will be mounting and crewing these tanks of mine and stuff like that for the kids to play with or whatever, or if I want to display them. So that's what I'm doing with mine, but to each their own. Some people just love these. All depends. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys. I just want to compare it to, I got the Panzer IV as well. Kind of get them both in here side by side, see if I can kind of bring you guys out. So they're fairly similar in size, but as you can see, the Stug 3 has like the lower profile, as I said. If I close these hatches, you know, it is literally right up little ways past that superstructure, so it doesn't have the turret like the Panzer IV does. This is actually not a Cobi Panzer IV. This is a Cobi knockoff made by Kwang which I reviewed. This one has 700 some pieces. This one is about, I think, 410. So, and it's solidly built. I mean, this Kwang one is actually pretty solidly built too. But I have like the Tiger 131 and some other ones that aren't quite as solid, I guess. Even here you can see these back parts coming off there. But yeah, this is pretty good overall. The quality, the scale. It even rolls a bit better than this Panzer IV. Part of the problem is that like you got 8 of these wheels. And I'll show you this part. There's like a little ridge, like a little fin or something like that on these. And they go through the middle of those wheels. So that can sometimes lead to jamming. I haven't really had it so much with the Cobi, but I did have it with the Kwang. I'll just take them both down to the carpet level. There's 1, 2. Just to show you guys what I mean. So we're on the carpet. Let's try to move this. This actually moves really well. You can hear it kind of snap in there a little bit. But overall, I'm really impressed with how this rolls. Oh, this Guangguan one doesn't roll as well. Maybe it's the Chinese knockoff thing. Not bad, but not great. Not as good as the other one, that's for sure. Bring you guys back up. All right, where's my commander? All right, so there you guys have it. This is a Cobi SD KFZ 167 Sturmgeschütz 4, Stug 4. And it's awesome. I just gotta get this. There we go. Oh. Stick my commander back in there. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I encourage you all, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more great reviews on all this Lego alt bricks, the Cobi models I'm getting into now, as well as the Chinese kind of knockoffs and off-brands and whatnot. So that's it for today. You can visit my website, www.sharkmunch.com. And as I said, if you want to buy this, I'll put the link to Amazon in the description below. That's it for today, guys. Take care.